Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fluent English Podcast. I'm Jane, and I am so happy you are here today. First, I want to introduce our fantastic expert. Hello, Jack. How are you doing today?
Hi, I am doing great. Thanks for having me, and I am so excited. How about you, Jane?
I'm feeling fantastic, and I'm especially excited for today's topic. I think we have a wonderful podcast for our listeners.
Absolutely. Today's topic is daily routines. It's the rhythm that keeps our lives moving forward.
Exactly. From the moment we wake up to the moment we fall asleep, our routines shape our day. And having a good routine can make life easier and more productive.
That's so true. A well-structured routine can help us stay focused, reduce stress, and improve our overall well-being.
Let's start with the basics. Jack, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Well, the first thing I do is turn off my alarm. Then, I try not to check my phone immediately. Instead, I take a few deep breaths and stretch a little. What about you?
That's a great way to start the day. For me, the first thing I do is drink a glass of water. It helps me wake up and feel refreshed.
That's a good habit. Hydration is important. After stretching, I usually go straight to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth.
Same here. Personal hygiene is a key part of a morning routine. Washing your face and brushing your teeth help you feel fresh and ready for the day.
Absolutely. After that, I like to do a quick workout, maybe some push-ups or jumping jacks. Exercise in the morning wakes me up and gives me energy.
That's a great habit, Jack. Morning exercise is a fantastic way to boost energy and improve focus. I've read that moving your body early in the day can really set the tone for the rest of the day. Do you work out every day, or do you have specific days for exercise?
I try to work out every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes of stretching or yoga. I believe any movement is better than none. It helps me get the blood flowing and clears my mind for the day ahead. How about you, Jane? Do you stick to a daily routine for exercise?
I like to do some light stretching or yoga as well. It's a great way to wake up my body and get it ready for the day. But I usually prefer to exercise in the afternoon or evening when I have a bit more time. In the morning, I like to take it easy and ease into my day. Everyone has their own rhythm when it comes to working out, right?
That makes sense. It's all about finding what works best for you and what makes you feel good. After I work out, I usually take a quick shower to refresh myself and then get dressed. It helps me feel more awake and ready to tackle the day. Do you have a similar routine after your workouts?
Yes, absolutely. A refreshing shower is always part of my morning routine. It really helps me feel fully awake and ready to take on the day's challenges. It's like a reset button. After that, I like to take a moment to gather my thoughts before moving on with the rest of my morning. Do you have a go-to breakfast that fuels you for the day?
Yes, I do. I usually eat something healthy like eggs, toast, and some fresh fruit. I like to keep it balanced so I feel energized but not too full. I also love drinking coffee in the morning. It's my favorite part of the routine. It wakes me up and gets me going. Do you have a favorite breakfast?
I love starting my day with a healthy breakfast too. My go-to meal is oatmeal with nuts and honey. It's not only nutritious, but also gives me the perfect amount of energy to kickstart my day. Sometimes, I add some berries or chia seeds for extra nutrients. How about you, Jack? Any special toppings?
Oatmeal is a great choice. It's full of fiber and keeps you full for a long time. I personally love adding a bit of almond butter and a sprinkle of cinnamon to mine. It gives it a nice flavor boost and also keeps me feeling full. Sometimes, I'll add a sliced banana for some natural sweetness. It's the perfect start to the day for me. I feel more energized and ready to focus on the tasks at hand. It really helps me stay sharp throughout the morning. Without a good breakfast, I feel sluggish and less motivated. That's why I make sure I get something nutritious every morning. After breakfast, I usually take a moment to clear my mind, check my to-do list, and prepare myself mentally for the day.
I totally agree with you. A good breakfast really sets the tone for the rest of the day. After I finish my oatmeal, I also take a minute to go through my to-do list and mentally organize my tasks. I like to prioritize what needs to be done first, especially if I have a busy day ahead. Do you make a to-do list every morning?
Yes, I do. I find it super helpful to jot down everything I need to accomplish for the day. It's like a roadmap that helps me stay on track. I also review my calendar in the morning to make sure I don't miss any meetings or appointments. And sometimes I even add little notes or reminders to stay motivated.
That's a great idea. I like how you make it part of your routine to check both your to-do list and calendar. It helps you stay organized and prevents things from slipping through the cracks. I try to be flexible with my schedule, but I always make sure to leave some time for unexpected tasks that come up. It's important to stay adaptable, don't you think?
Absolutely. Flexibility is key. There are always things that come up unexpectedly, so it's important to stay flexible but also stay grounded with your main priorities. Now that we've talked about breakfast and getting organized, let's shift gears a bit. How do you typically approach work during the day? What does your work routine look like?
Well, after my morning routine and getting organized, I usually dive into my most important tasks first. My workday starts with checking emails and replying to important messages. I like to prioritize the urgent ones first and sort the rest into categories for later. Once that's done, I move on to my main tasks for the day. I make sure to stay focused on what's most important. How about you, Jack? How do you handle emails?
That sounds productive. I also start by checking emails, but I try to limit my screen time. I know how easy it is to get sucked into endless back and forth conversations. To keep myself efficient, I usually set specific time blocks for emails and meetings. I dedicate 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon for emails, and that's it. It helps me stay focused on the tasks that matter the most.
That's a smart strategy. Otherwise, emails can take up so much time and distract you from your actual work. I try to do something similar by only checking emails a few times during the day. Do you also plan your meetings in advance, Jack?
Yes, I do. I try to schedule meetings during specific windows of time, usually after my focused work sessions. This way, I can keep the meetings short and not let them drag into my productive time. It's all about managing time and making sure the flow of the day isn't interrupted. Do you find that meetings are a big part of your routine?
They are, especially since I work with a team. I like to keep meetings focused and effective, so I usually create an agenda beforehand to keep things on track. But I've found that they can sometimes feel like interruptions if they're not scheduled properly. I try to avoid scheduling too many back-to-back meetings. Do you take breaks during work, Jack?
Yes, I do. I follow the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focused work, then a 5-minute break. It's such a great way to stay productive without feeling overwhelmed. Those short, structured breaks help me recharge, so I don't feel mentally drained by the end of the day. What about you, Jane? How do you manage your breaks?
That's a great technique. I've heard a lot of people use it, and it really does help improve concentration. For me, I like to take a walk or stretch during my breaks. It's a simple way to refresh my mind and body. I also like to step outside for a few minutes to get some fresh air. It's amazing how just a few minutes of movement can really make a difference in how you feel.
Movement is so important, especially if you sit for long hours. Taking short breaks to stretch or walk around not only boosts your energy but also helps with posture. It's a great way to avoid the fatigue that comes from being at a desk all day. I also make sure to stay hydrated throughout the day, which keeps me energized.
Hydration is key. I always keep a bottle of water on my desk. Staying hydrated helps keep my energy levels up and keeps me focused on my tasks. It's easy to forget to drink water when you're busy, but it's such a simple thing that can make a big difference in productivity. Now, let's talk about evening routines. What's the first thing you do after finishing work, Jack? I know it can be hard to switch off sometimes.
I completely agree. It can be tough to turn off after a busy day. To unwind, I like to read a book or listen to some relaxing music. It helps me clear my head and signal to my brain that the workday is over. I find that reading fiction helps me escape into a different world, and the music creates a calming atmosphere. What about you, Jane? How do you unwind after work?
That sounds really nice. For me, I usually go for a walk outside after work. Fresh air really helps me clear my mind after a busy day. It's a simple way to step away from the desk and reset. Plus, I love seeing the sunset or just enjoying the quiet outdoors. Do you like to spend time outside as well, Jack?
That's a great idea. Spending time outdoors is so refreshing. I try to get outside too, even if it's just for a short walk around the block. Nature always has a way of calming the mind. I feel so much better after spending time outdoors. Do you cook dinner at home or do you prefer eating out?
Yes, I love cooking. Cooking is one of my favorite ways to relax in the evening. I try to prepare a balanced meal with vegetables, protein, and healthy carbs. I find that having a homemade meal makes me feel more satisfied and energized. It also gives me a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. Do you enjoy cooking as well?
That sounds great. I also enjoy cooking when I have the time, but sometimes I just make something quick and simple, especially if I'm feeling tired. I'll whip up a stir-fry or a salad with whatever I have in the fridge. I like to keep it easy and light in the evenings so that I don't feel too heavy before bed.
That's totally fine. The important thing is to eat healthy and enjoy your meal. I think it's all about finding a balance. Sometimes you can take the time to cook a nice meal, and other times you just need something quick and satisfying. As long as it nourishes your body and you enjoy it, that's what matters most.
Exactly. A healthy meal doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes simple ingredients can come together to make something delicious and nutritious. After dinner, I like to unwind even further by watching a show or listening to a podcast. It's a nice way to relax before bed. Do you have a wind-down routine after dinner?
Yes, I usually like to spend some time reflecting on my day, either by journaling or just thinking about what I'm grateful for. It helps me relax and prepare for the next day. I also like to keep my evenings screen-free for at least an hour before bed so I can wind down more peacefully. It's a great way to set the tone for a good night's sleep.
Absolutely. A good night's sleep not only helps you feel rested but also improves focus, memory, and overall well-being. It's when our body gets the chance to recover and repair itself. Plus, it's easier to maintain a positive mindset throughout the day when we've had proper rest. I've also noticed that when I get enough sleep, I'm more motivated and productive.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And sleep also helps maintain a consistent routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day makes such a big difference. When your body gets used to a regular sleep schedule, it's easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. I try to avoid staying up too late, even on the weekends, because I know that if I break my routine, it throws off my whole day.
Exactly. A strong daily routine leads to a healthier and more balanced life. Whether it's about sleep, work, meals, or even taking breaks, having structure throughout the day really helps. When you build a routine that works for you, everything else falls into place, and you feel more in control.
Absolutely, Jack. I think we've covered so much today. From morning routines to evening wind downs, we've shared a lot of helpful tips for making each day more productive and balanced.
We sure did. Daily routines are essential for maintaining balance, and it's amazing how even small changes can make a big impact. By being intentional with how we spend our time, we can create routines that support our health, productivity, and overall well-being.
Well, Jack, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. I think our listeners will really benefit from hearing about your daily routine.
It was my pleasure, Jane. I had a great time chatting about daily routines. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Of course. And thank you to everyone listening today. We hope you found some helpful tips to improve your own daily routine, and please don't forget like the video and subscribe. Until next time, take care and make the most of every day.